movement, obviously people are going to complain about. I can't really sit here and complain about the movement because it's what we're stuck with. Like it's
こんにちは、シンリーです。
本日は先行プレイが行われた Warzone2.0 の Swagg さんによる最新のぶっちゃけレビューを紹介しようと思います。ということで皆さん早速見ていきましょう。Let's go!
YouTube, what is going on, guys? So for today's YouTube video, man, I know I've been getting asked this so much. So if you didn't know yesterday, I'm sure you guys saw I got to play DMZ, which is a new mode in Call of Duty, and then I got to play Warzone 2.0, which was the updated version where they have loadouts, and they kind of just updated the game since the last like 2 months. And in this video, I'm gonna give my honest thoughts and feedback. I know when I usually do these videos, usually like Activision them usually watch this and kind of take that feedback and kind of run with it. So I want you guys to go in the comments, let me know what you guys think. You guys will see the gameplay in the background of both modes as I talk about them. So when I'm talking about DMZ, you'll see DMZ gameplay, and while I'm talking about Warzone, you'll see Warzone gameplay. Yeah, but leave your feedback in the comment section below. Flood them. I'm sure they're going to want to read this. Also drop a like on this video as well so it gets it out there. The first mode I want to touch on is going to be Warzone. I want to talk about Warzone real quick. I've already played it before, and let me just tell you right now, it is worlds better than what we played 2 months ago. I had a blast. It felt really good. First of all, the map Al Mazrah is fire. Like, I love it. The verticality, the way it's kind of different scenarios. I would love if the map kind of had like dynamic elements as far as like different seasons and stuff like that, but that's later down the line, neither here nor there. But I did have fun. The map is amazing. It flows really well. One of the biggest problems that I had when I was playing it was buy stations. There it is not enough. The map is a pretty big map, and there needs to be way more buy stations, because if there's only like 5 or 6 on the map, right? Every time you go to the buy station, your anxiety is already going crazy because you're like, bro. And there's usually a team 100% there, especially in the streamer only lobby. There was a team at the buy station every single time I went to buy. And as far as the buy stations, there definitely needs to be just way more simple. Like when the one in Verdansk and in old Warzone, like it was just a list. You would just click, it would go by price. I don't really know why they don't have that for this one, because you kind of had to click a menu, scroll. It's just a lot. I feel like it should just be an easy, quick fix. Yeah, so the buy station. So if you didn't know, you can actually buy one of your loadout guns in the store. So when you make a class in the pregame, right, you have a primary weapon always, right? That's the gun you can buy in the buy station for $5 grand. You can't buy your entire loadout. Even if you have overkill, you can't buy that. You can't buy your perks. You can only buy that gun. Now, they do have loadouts in strongholds, which I didn't actually get to go to. Those are like surrounded by bots and kind of how that works. But there is a free world loadout drop, which I did end up getting, and it drops around the map. So you're able to grab it, and that comes around like zone 3, I believe. So you have a little bit of while to get your loadout guns. I personally just feel like the way the money is in Warzone, the way the economy is, you should just be able to buy your loadout. I don't know. I just feel like it's more rewarding to go around and loot for cash and do contracts when you can buy your loadout. That's the whole point of reason of doing scavs and doing this and that supply runs, and if you will be. They don't have that in this game, but it just feels like, buying a loadout in the older Warzone it motivated a lot of people to do a lot of different things. And now there's not really no motivation anymore. So I don't really know the money situation. There's not a lot of money. There's not a lot of plates around the map. So this is kind of how it was when Warzone first came out. It had the same amount of problems. There's not enough this. There's not enough that. So I'm sure they'll update it and stuff like that. But there's just not a ton of loot. Also, the looting is it should be just vomit looting. It shouldn't be open a chest, pick, a backpack and stuff like that. It just takes too much time, in my personal opinion, right? When you land, you hot drop, you're trying to get a gun, you got to open the bag, and then you got to pick a gun. It's just a lot. It's very clunky, in my opinion, the looting system. We also got to play third person mode, which was pretty fun, actually. I did not think the third person Warzone was going to be cool, but it was really fun. It brought a whole different aspect, a whole different kind of feel to the game, and it was overall just very enjoyable. I actually liked it. It's different. It's a different sort of skill as well, too, in my opinion, to be able to left shoulder peek, right shoulder peek, and win those gunfights. It's a whole different element, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy third person Warzone. I think it's cool. Oh man, this is another one that I think is just a L for as far as Warzone, the Gulag. Now, I've went to the Gulag multiple times, and the 2v2 scenario just doesn't work. I don't know. It just doesn't work, man. And so if you don't kill each other, the 2v2, a juggernaut spawns in and will try and kill you. So I just think the gulag was such a simple thing, very fast to get people back into the game. The 1v1s were always great, and you know, spectating it was always cool as well too. You would watch people fight in the gulag. 2v2 just isn't it. I think they should just scrap it, in my personal opinion. I don't thoroughly enjoy it. I don't like that aspect. Sure, you can force people to kind of do teamwork, but it doesn't really work, especially if you're playing with randoms or just, I don't even know. It just doesn't work, man. If a teammate dies and you have to 2v1, I don't know. It just, a gulag to get back into the game should be solely put onto the player. It should be up to the player, man, and they have to win their ones. Just point blank period to get back into the game. So I don't know how you guys feel about the gulag, but I personally just don't think it's going to work as far as 2v2. It's just kind of a mess. So that's kind of what my take on as far as the Warzone changes. Overall, everything else felt incredible. I cannot wait to do a 24-hour stream. I cannot wait to play, go for wins, go for high kill games on there. It's going to be really, really fun. And you know, they have terminal, high rise, and different things like that, so it should be cool. Now, DMZ. So if you don't know what DMZ is, when I was streaming, a lot of people were kind of confused as far as what the mode is, what do you do, what's the point of playing it. So DMZ is an open world extraction mode to where you go in, you don't really have anything, you loot up, you do contracts, you get cash, you buy guns, you buy gas masks, you buy self-res, all that type of stuff. And if you want, you can exfil at any point in time. There's usually 2 exfil locations to where you can go. There is a lot of bots. There's about 40 in real world players in the game. So there was a couple times where you mostly will fight at the exfil when you're trying to leave the game. That's when you'll probably run into people mostly. And I don't know, I'm not really experienced as far as like the extraction shooters like Tarkov and like all these other games. So I'm sure people in the comments will know what changes need to be specifically for that. But I like how you can sell items to get cash. It was pretty cool. They have bounties in there as well. There's not really a marketplace. When you exfil, you only really get XP. So I think that the way to, you know, make this DMZ entirely better is to have a marketplace where your cash can carry over, where you can buy, you know, exclusive camos, earn exclusive things that only apply to DMZ that you can also carry into Warzone. I think they do have a couple of things like that, but the majority of DMZ should be that sort of concept to where you go in, you loot, you do stuff. You earn different camos, different blueprints and stuff like that that are specific only to DMZ, and you can carry it into a multiplayer Warzone wherever it may be. So I thought it was cool. There's really no incentive to play it right now, like as far as like I don't see a point in me playing it as of right now. There's not, I don't know, maybe it's just not made for me, but yeah, it's just a lot of, you're fighting a lot of AIs, and the AIs they're pretty crazy. Like I know it's PvE, so but yeah, it's just guys, that's just kind of what it is. The exfil look kind of thing is pretty cool. You always fight, you have to like a certain seconds to actually exit the game, so that part is awesome. Like the gas pushes you out. And there's also a thing where you can do a juggernaut, where you do a contract and you have to kill the juggernaut, grab the box, it has a specific blueprint in there, and you exfil with it. That's about the only thing in that entire mode that had something of that nature. I think all of DMZ should be that. So let me know your guys' thoughts and comments. I'm personally super excited for Warzone specifically, to get into it, to grind it. It's really fun. The movement, obviously people are going to complain about. I can't really sit here and complain about the movement because it's what we're stuck with. Like it's not like this is the engine. They can't change it. Do I hope people find some exploits to kind of like speed it up? Sure, yeah, but it just kind of is what it is right now. Also with snipers, the bullet drop is pretty crazy, and I didn't get any one-shot headshots when I was actually aiming for the head completely. So I don't know how that's going to work. No one knows the meta is how it's going to be, but I did thoroughly have fun, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay, guys. At the event, I'm sure a lot of you guys missed it, me playing Warzone live. And without further ado, guys, enjoy, drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you later.
はい、いかがでしたでしょうか。Warzone2ワクワクドキドキですね。ということで、僕もね、これからもっと海外の配信者の情報とか、こんなことやってるよとか、こんなロードアウトあるよとか、紹介していくんで、そして配信もね、お忘れなくしっかりやっていくんで、チャンネル登録と高評価のフォローよろしくお願いします。ということで、また会いましょう。Have a good day!